What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Frank here, the Red Tie Guy. So I just quickly want to talk about the live stream that happened this past Friday, the third live stream for Middle-earth Shadow of War. It was a rather disappointing stream, to be honest, because not only did they only focus about 15 to 20 minutes about Shadow of War, and the rest of the time they played Shadow of Mordor. Now, not that I have a problem with that. I'm always down for some Shadow of Mordor content, especially if the devs play the game. But I mean, the stream was very laggy. They cut out towards the end, and the chat was going crazy. It wasn't only my internet connection. The stream was a bit of a mess, and they didn't show any new gameplay for Shadow of War, which was also disappointing, but they did touch upon a few new things regarding Shadow of War, which I just quickly want to run down. Now, firstly, they mentioned the 4 legendary orc champions, saying that these orcs will be more powerful, they'll drop better loot, they'll have additional abilities to defend the fortress, and legendary gear sets you can collect from each tribe by taking down these legendary war chiefs. Now, I'm always down for some loot collection, for some set items and legendary gear. It reminds me of Diablo and why the grinding is so fun to collect these sets. I like that kind of thing. They also spoke about the story and the DLC, saying that the story is their main focus, and if you do not buy the DLC content, you won't feel left out of the game at all, out of the story at all. It'll be separate stories, each DLC with their own playable character. Now, we know there's 4 DLC packs so far, so does that mean we're gonna have 4 different playable characters, each character of different DLC? It seems that way, because Michael the Platter did say each DLC will have a different playable character. So only time will tell who you're gonna play as. I don't really know, but I mean, there's a lot of speculations going around. They also continued speaking about the story, saying that the game will start off in Midas Ithil during a siege where you'll fight alongside a Gondorian army, and there'll be more interesting characters, and they'll focus heavily on the villains, where you will ultimately fight Sauron in his tower as well as the Witch King. So it is confirmed you fight Sauron in the main game, and it seems like he is the main boss of the game, which is, I don't know if that's a spoiler, but they did say it in the stream, so I don't really know. I don't think it's a spoiler. They also spoke about the Nemesis System, saying that the orcs influenced by the Nemesis System will become part of the story and not just some enemy that you take down later on, which is cool. It's nice that they implement something like that into the actual story. Of course, they also said you'll fight the Balrog, but they said that in the previous stream. They continued by speaking about the open world, saying that there'll be outposts, strongholds, orc camps, forests, caves, and you can use your army in the open world, sending them on quests, sending them on assassinations, letting them help you collect some loot, collect some currency and stuff like that. So it's going to be this meta game, this mini game within the main game, which is pretty cool. Much like if you guys played Assassin's Creed Black Flags, where you send out your armies, your ships to collect loot, to collect stuff like that. I think it's going to be something like that, which is nice. I mean, it makes the replayability of the game and the length of the game much nicer, if you want to put it that way. They also touched lightly upon microtransactions, something I'm not happy about, a lot of people are not happy about, but they didn't say much about what there will be. They just said that it adds value to the Nemesis system. What kind of value it adds, I don't know, but they said that there will be no paywall or content locks, which is nice, but still, I mean, I would prefer a game with no microtransactions, to be honest. They also said that Uruk versus Uruk combat will be more balanced, and you can mass brand orcs. That is quite interesting, because in the previous game you can only brand orcs one orc at a time, so mass branding is a thing of Shadow of War. They also mentioned that you can raid strongholds solo if you're strong enough, or you can, if you brand certain orcs, certain captains in the stronghold to be on your side, you can essentially just walk in there and take over the stronghold, because they're not going to attack you, obviously, which is kind of funny, but kind of nice. And then the last thing they spoke about, the open world, touching upon the open world again, is that Michael the Platter, the question was asked, how much bigger is Shadow of War going to be compared to Shadow of Mordor? And he was very specific when he answered this question, saying that you cannot walk from region to region. There will be fast travel, which I like fast travel, but I mean, it'll be nice to have this massive map of Mordor and just being able to walk from one side to the other side. You can't do that, unfortunately, but there will be fast travel. And essentially, at the end of this conversation, he said that Middle-earth Shadow of War will be more or less 3 to 4 to 5 times bigger than Shadow of Mordor. That's quite big, because Shadow of Mordor was already a relatively big game, so 3 to 4 to 5 times bigger is what he said, quote unquote. So it'll be interesting to see what specifically he means by that. Will the actual map be bigger, or we'll have to wait and see. I mean, it's difficult to speculate on that and just say the game will be 5 times bigger, because a lot of times devs say, oh no, you know, the sequel will be 3 times bigger than the original, and it's actually just not even twice the size. They actually were referring to something else. So we'll have to see when more details get revealed. I mean, the April issue of Xbox Magazine will have a load of info of Middle-earth Shadow of War, so I'll be updating you guys with more info as it gets released. So be sure to click that subscribe button and let me know in the comment section below what questions you guys have for Middle-earth Shadow of War, and I'll try and drop that into the next live stream. Maybe they'll answer it in the chat. We'll see. But for more Shadow of War content, be sure to click that subscribe button. And if you like this video, then give me a thumbs up. If you dislike it, give me the thumbs down, but please tell me why, so I can improve my videos. My name is Frank, I'm the Red Tie Guy, and frankly, thank you for watching. Catch you guys in the next video.